Thank you very much for making time to join us this late afternoon, where I will briefly, without providing all the details, I'm sure you do have access to some of our planning documents that you can also get access in our website. But I thought it was going to be very important today for us, just at a high level, share with you the efforts that we're putting in as South Africa in ensuring that we do build resilient community. We do build a South Africa that is capable. We do build a South Africa that's ethical. And we believe that space has a huge role to play in ensuring that we do so. As South Africa, our shared future in space is inextricably linked to the resilience and security of our societies. For South Africa, space is not just a luxury. It is a necessity for one, sovereignty, two, independence, as well as building a safer and more prosperous nation. I will share with you what underpins these. We have 6 interconnected themes that we're looking at as South Africa. And these themes are very much aligned to our 5 strategic pillars, which is sensors, satellite development, focusing on building constellations, the development of our space launch infrastructure and capabilities, space exploration and discovery, space science, research, development, innovation, which is critical for South Africa, as well as the shift that we're seeing in South Africa, particularly looking at Earth intelligence. And lastly, the most important pillar for us is space operations, which includes space economic diplomacy. All of these, of course, we are pursuing these embodied by our core values of fostering collaboration, innovation, caring for our people, and also building trust-based relationships. The first theme that I will touch on is on security, sovereignty, and independence. We as South Africa believe that space provides crucial intelligence that is vital for protecting our people, as well as safeguarding our borders. But you may know that we also play a critical role in peace mission keeping in the whole of Africa. And we believe that the role of space in ensuring that we do contribute to Africa's renewal, as well as a safe Africa that it's not devastated by wars and so on, that space is going to play that critical role. Over and above that, we believe that Earth observation satellites enable us to monitor our oceans, secure our food systems, and detect environmental changes that threatens our communities. We are also investing in ensuring that we do respond to both natural and man-made disasters to enable our defense for particularly in improving our situational awareness, as well as ensuring that we do protect through the knowledge, not guesswork, the people of South Africa. The second theme that we focus on as we look at building resilience in South Africa is the development of space applications for decision making. This is a true value that lies within space for us. And if you look at our space program, the focus is on the downstream segment, which is so critical in ensuring that we do develop applications, products, and services that can modernize our agriculture, that can ensure that we are food secured through precision farming, but also supporting small-scale farmers, as we have to ensure that we do provide food for the population of South Africa. As part of building these applications, we are looking at other areas such as health innovation. You have to have a healthy nation or population for you to be able to have an active population that is or economically active. Energy security, it's critical for us in South Africa. We are a water scarce country, and therefore water resource management becomes one of the areas that we also look at. We have recently inaugurated a program that's looking at natural resource management. We're a country endowed rich in natural resources, and how do we ensure that we manage these to create opportunities for youth and women in the continent, but also looking at business development and empowerment. We believe that with the climate change that we're seeing, the shift in microclimate in South Africa will affect agriculture. It would introduce disasters that we've seen lately, particularly in flooding and so on. And therefore, we want to begin to build platforms or capabilities that will ensure that we look at the entire disaster management cycle from prevention, preparedness, response, as well as recovery. The third thematic area that we're looking at is economic growth as well as cutting-edge job creation. A space program that does not create jobs, colleagues, it's a space program that has no case. And therefore, that business case for us as South Africa is critical. We want to catalyze innovation and drive economic growth through satellite manufacturing to data analytics. As I said, the applications, products, and services becomes very critical. We want to also create opportunities for young people in Africa to stay in Africa, to stay in the continent and contribute to the continental development and not seek opportunities abroad. By investing in space, we want to foster a knowledge-based economy, a technological advanced South Africa, and a South Africa that's globally competitive. And the fourth area which we feel is very important as we collaborate with everybody globally, it's on good governance, ethical conduct, as well as multilateralism. For us as South Africa, we're saying that space is not only about technology. It is also about the responsibility. We have to be responsible space users. As South Africa, we advocate for ethical conduct and fair access to space resources. We believe in multilateralism, and we work with international partners to ensure that space remains a global commons. We work with our international partners to ensure that space is accessible to all nations and not just a privileged few. And therefore, good governance in space requires trust, transparency, and cooperation. We would require to ensure that our space activities contribute to peace, security, and sustainable development. The fifth theme is on human capital development, which focuses on science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and innovation, because you have to create opportunities for these. At the core of resilience are people, and therefore investing on STEM education and fostering innovation. South Africa is making sure that our young people are not just consumers of space technology, but also the creators. Turning science into innovation strengthens our research institutions, motivates entrepreneurship, and enables new generation to tackle Africa's most urgent challenges through space solutions. And to support this vision, we recognize that a strong space and research infrastructure is crucial for establishing a sustainable and an effective national space program. One that builds a capable state, one that promotes human capital development, and one that maintains long-term resilience. And therefore, we're very deliberate in investing in human capital. There are a number of instruments that we've put in place to transform, but also to implement space program that's transformational in its nature. The last one is space diplomacy and international collaboration. You would see through South Africa's initiatives, one, the deep ground space station that we are building. Also, the recognition that we get globally in hosting radio astronomy infrastructure such as the Square Kilometer Array and so on. It's a true testament of what the value of space diplomacy is. But of course, as South Africa, with our geographic advantage, we offer the global community a radio quiet zone area. This platform positions us as an essential partner in global science and exploration. And as South Africa, we don't want to be left behind as we do that. As an active member of the African Union's efforts to establish continental space program, South Africa proudly champions a vision of space that unites rather than divides. So those are the six thematic areas that we focus on in building South Africa's resilience. So in conclusion, I would like to say space is the bedrock of South Africa's resilience. It enhances our security, propels our economy, and informs our decisions. It also guides our governance, develop our people, and strengthen diplomacy. So as we look ahead, let us continue to champion space as a shared resource for human progress. Together, we can ensure that space is not only the next frontier of exploration, but also the foundation of resilience, sovereignty, and sustainable development here on Earth. Thank you.